Hi there, welcome to the latest breaking news in the Noah Presgrove case. It's been announced on Facebook that supposedly a TV crew is coming on into the case to film a documentary about it. They're coming into town. I'm assuming Oklahoma, Terrell, because Terrell is the town closest to where everything went down. I'm guessing the family be involved in the documentary too, interviews. You think of documentaries as with all other cases in the past, and what did they bring and what did it lead to? I guess in this case it would be the importance of awareness, at least, because this case is still ongoing for almost a year or so and the justice has not been delivered just yet, and the part of trying to understand the cause of death truly and who could have been responsible has not been reached either. So I can understand the timing of it all. You can let me know what you think about the situation, about the documentary itself. What are you anticipating? What do you expect from it? Are you positive about it or not? You can be honest down below under this video in the comments section. Share your thoughts. And today I'm going to give my brief analysis. We're going to look on Facebook at the supposed official statement where it confirms, check for any extra details, look at the comment section as well. I don't know, it's like on Reddit, the way I saw it worded was, make sure to deliver questions or hand in questions that it can be used somewhere. I don't know if they mean within the documentary or not, but I'll just look at the responses on Facebook at least, because it was actually posted on Justice for Noah Presgrove, the one run and moderated by the family, Presgrove family, which is obviously important, with it being allowed on there, and posted confirms that it is in place and is going on. It might even reveal the dates, times and stuff, so there's no harm in being alert about that. And as well, when it does go on in the future, at whatever point it starts, just remember that there are some locals that do watch this channel. So providing it's above board and no harm's done, maybe there might be some little details and stories along the way, because you think of the Dylan Rounds case about a documentary crew going out here or there or near to the pond, and some locals or people just happen to be passing by in a very desolate, remote area were able to see certain things and activity going on. In this case, it's more likely because it's not as desolate as Lucin, Utah. So although I'm speaking ahead of time, you might get some little updates here and there from the locals if it's possible. I guess we'll see how time goes there. But right now, let's just focus in on the moment. So welcome to those that are watching this live premiere. If you are here, share your thoughts, opinions in the live chat box on the right-hand side of the screen. And if you do have comments, questions, you want to elaborate on any points, paragraphs, you can leave it down below. In the comment section, you will find a pinned comment by me with some additional links if you do want to support this channel. Credit and shout out to the individuals last night for their super chats or super thanks and even gifted memberships. Very positive to see, of course. Keep on going with that momentum and with the videos too covering that. If you are interested in previous coverage on this case and you missed out on last night's video, or even before that, top right corner of the screen where the eye symbol is, you will find it. And if you click on it, you'll find a drop down box with the videos and full playlist to catch up on. So in terms of the order of how we're going to do things today, we're going to get straight on into it on Facebook and begin reading there. And if there is time afterwards, maybe I'll try and catch up with some comments. Here we are. You see the channel background art of the page, which is publicly viewable, whether you're in the group or not. That's positive. 13 hours ago by Deborah Smith. She says, just wanted to say there is a TV crew that will be in town for a few weeks doing a documentary on Noah, helping us get justice for Noah Presgrove. So with that being said, if anybody would like to talk about Noah or have anything they want to share, they will talk to you. This is very important, so please think about it because we need all the help this bringing us. Thank you, Noah's family and friends. Right, so it's kind of like welcoming people within this, I guess, like documentary. If you've got key information, you want to share stuff with it and spread awareness, you can do so. I guess that could apply to possibly locals, those that have been around long enough within this Facebook community and pages, maybe partners in true crime as well with the interviews that they've done and the people that they know of who's come by. And, you know, family members as well, speaking within the documentary, certain ones, the brother, Dalen. you know, like typical documentary style format. They'd probably have some kind of intro, the music, a bit of a narration based one. Would it be doing a reconstruction of how everything followed? I guess it depends on the size of the TV crew broadcast, the money behind it. Not in terms of people getting paid to star in the documentary, but the production cost. You know, higher end, bigger budget means better quality, maybe visually, auditory, more people interviewed, more time spent. Because say it's going on for a few weeks, that's somewhat positive, right? Is this documentary going to be just one whole documentary, or will it be broken up in part 1, part 2? When I think back to the Dylan Rounds case, that was done in 2 parts and done at different points with time. And that was like a year on within the case or so, or getting close to a year on. That's when it was initiated. And it's probably kind of like the same time difference in terms of the Noah Presgrove case, where it's gone on for quite a few months, close to a year, not really getting anywhere, or at least to the general public knowledge, not really getting anywhere. The justice not quite, found yet. Cause of death truly, and who could be responsible, not confirmed just yet. So if a documentary like this could push it over the line in spreading more awareness, being a catalyst to enabling more progression in the case, that's obviously what you want. Maybe not everybody will see eye to eye with it, because with the Dylan Rounds case and the documentary, which was done by Paramount TV. Now, for those that aren't aware, people who are watching right now who are from this case or community, myself, Warlike Raph, I did appear in the Paramount Plus documentary of the Dylan Rounds case, but it wasn't by choice, and they used my video footage without my consent, and they actually cut out and edited the full-length video of me saying something. I was simply relaying a theory from what others have said. My original video proves that. But what Paramount Plus did, they used a snippet of my footage without my consent, edited it out to make it look like that I was saying it, to make it look like that I'm a bad person. It was very bad, what they did. It was quite pathetic. But I just wanted to give you a bit of a backstory there, okay? So yeah, with documentaries here and there, I want to stay away from, especially if it comes to them twisting the words with what I say. It's not good. Now, the other thing was with the Kenny Veach case, you had Warner Brothers wanting to get involved there with the Kenny Veach case, and they wanted me to help them and stuff, but they were being very awkward, weird behaviour, not exactly communicative, not exactly cooperating, and not answering questions and delaying stuff, and then went behind my back and started interviewing one of the family members or someone else in the background. I'm thinking, excuse me, we didn't even get to that stage. You need to hold your horses. Very dodgy. Could have been the typical UK group, third party connected to Warner Brothers, that wanted to make money off the Kenny Veach case and exploit it, and exploit the researchers, exploit me. It did not work. It's all under control. But I just thought I'd give you a backstory now, because there'll be many people that never knew of that, right? But I just thought I'd add it in because, these little snakes along the way, not good. But hopefully, in this situation, with this case, it's positive, it's healthy. So it's interesting. It would be interesting to know who this TV crew is. Is it like a high-end, well-known, popular one, or is it on the smaller scale? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much the size. There's action taking place in a positive direction from the looks of it, and that's what matters most. But being honest, realistic, the bigger the TV crew, maybe the bigger the budget, meaning the longer it can go on for. Like how it says here, for a few weeks. What does that exactly mean? A few weeks, is that how long it normally takes to do a documentary? Will it be done in part 1, part 2, or a full-length documentary? Where will it be aired or streamed to? Will it be on Netflix? Will it just be on like normal TV? Will it be uploaded to YouTube? I wonder. There's many questions, and it's only just come about now. I'm jumping the gun because I've seen this before in other cases, so I'm asking all the questions right now. Maybe people don't have all the answers at this moment, but we can apply it for the future, can't we? So yeah, the bigger the TV crew, bigger the budget, maybe the bigger the quality production of the video, the documentary, the audio. I'm interested to know whether this documentary will be done like some kind of narration based one with one of those intros, the music playing, cutting in and out of people being interviewed, friends, maybe maybe friends, more so family members like that. And would there be like almost like a representation, a reconstruction of events, whether that be all filmed at the scene of the place or an alternative spot, whether that be in a studio or outside in real life? Because when it came to the Kenny Veach case, the Kenny Veach documentary, I think they did it and recorded it in the Mojave Desert, but not actually in the area where Kenny supposedly went missing. And that's just probably because of practicality, the resources, the logistics behind it. With the Dylan Rounds case, I believe footage was used within the area, but I don't know if that's just reused footage from drone footage to YouTube videos. It's some time ago now, right? But family were interviewed in that. They talked it through, the narration, the story, reconstruction, photos, videos added along the way. The timeline, though, I think was limited. It didn't give all the timestamps. I don't think it actually gave that many, if not none at all. It was disappointing for some people, but then at the same time, it's a long time ago now, but I think I understood why it was done the way it was, even though people didn't like it. A long time ago now. I did do a video about it, analysing it. Maybe in the future, if it's accessible, I could do an analysis and make sense of this upcoming documentary when it comes out. But this is the thing, it could be recorded at some point. Interviews could take place, but maybe it's not going to be published immediately. There might be a time delay as well. So I'm literally talking about the ins and outs. I'm not the expert here, right? But I've just got a lot to say because I've kind of seen this stuff before, or like in other cases. I mean, anyone watching right now, have you? So for it to be taking place for a few weeks, that's interesting. So I'm guessing these individuals, the TV crew, is going to remain in the area full on. That presence, will it trigger anyone, right? Because that's the next question. You think back to the interviews, Caden Pressey, Justin Roy put themselves out there publicly to share their voice, to spread awareness, and what happened after that? They were bashed, attacked, criticised in the background in private groups. There was backlash, and Caden may have been the one who was more worse off with what was going on in the background. So if you've got a TV crew and they're doing a documentary out there in the area, right, where exactly are they going to stay put? Are they going to be in Terrell? Are they going to be in Duncan and work their way down to near the party house? Are they going to have the right? Are they going to be allowed to go on down there? It depends, right? Because if they're going to be recording footage, to what extent? Probably of the highway or part of the highway. I'd expect that. Maybe some footage from Terrell, I guess. Maybe the mini mart. You'd have access because it's just public, the road. But in terms of the party house and property, would you be able to drive down there? Or could some of that footage on Facebook of people driving down to that place, the party house, or at least how it's been passed around elsewhere, could that be used in the documentary if the crew didn't have access? And will there be resistance during or after that documentary, whether it be those within the case or friends of friends, family members of those party goers? Will any protest and say, you're not allowed to come down here? Or, do you know what? We'll pay you off if you avoid us or you don't question us. Or will some people take it as a great opportunity to talk? Is Stevie Howard going to appear in the documentary and bark at people? You know, I wonder how it's going to go. Who has the most control when it comes to this documentary? I'm assuming it's the family of Noah Presgrove, but are there any other powerful individuals or those in power that could have a level of control as to the direction of this documentary? Because take in mind, when documentaries do come out, people could be interviewed, people could think that they're in control, but then it's the TV crew that decides what's edited out, what's to be included and what not. And that can come off pretty bad. It went bad in the Kenny Veach case. It actually made one of the family members look like a crazy bat. But they weren't crazy, but the documentary cut out important information. So clearly there was an agenda there. How will it go here? Hopefully it should be under control. What else do we have? The bit about saying that if anyone would like to talk about Noah Presgrove or have any important stuff to share, the TV crew will talk to you. So that's interesting, isn't it? But this is the thing. If anybody can just reach out to the TV crew and use a bit of persuasive language and make it sound really truthful or serious, important and interesting and gripping, the wrong type of people could exploit that, couldn't they? And brainwash the TV crew. So there needs to be a level of control there as to who can reach out and who you should be cautious of, just in case, right? I'm already thinking 5, 20, 65 steps ahead, right, as to what could go wrong. And that might sound negative, but this is the thing. Unfortunately, when I predict stuff, 100% of the time, it's negative. The only positive you can take away from it is prepare for the worst in advance. Am I going to give any negative predictions right now? I don't think it's exactly fair to do so, but I can at least share my thoughts later on. So make sure to stick around. Don't leave this video anytime soon. Anything else? Not really. Let's check the responses, what people have got to say. If anyone had questions, additional details, previous comments. I don't know why it says show previous comments. If I say click on all comments, it should show all comments at once. Plum. Michelle says, great news, I'm happy. What else? Did they say what news crew it will be and are they coming this week? I think that would be great. Yeah. Michelle said, they said several. Several what? Oh no, we're back to this again. Several news crews? What about the TV crew? What about the actual documentary crew? They said several, like, who are they? News crew or filmmakers? Exactly. I don't know why there's complications with answering questions. It's either you know or you don't know. Just as, what show is it? Leanne. Okay. We just scroll through it quick. There's not much. Can we share this? Yeah. Can't imagine how tired you all are. Extraordinary unsolved crime case. Yeah. Yeah. We can check on Reddit as well. So if these comments don't yield much, we'll go on Reddit and check the response there. Great to hear. Was this the Dateline show? Does anyone know? Will it be aired? Was there a Dateline show? I wasn't aware of that. Hopefully these corrupt pigs are starting to feel some pressure. It depends how they respond back though, doesn't it? Does it harm the potential documentary? Trisha, fantastic news. I am a retired licensed private investigator with the state of GA. I don't know what GA is. With over 30 of my experience, husband as a retired police officer, retired investigator. Okay then. And more than happy to help. Right, so this person's offering to help. What else do we have? Dale and Presgrove. Answers. Okay, so people are already offering to help, which is obviously good. Okay. Case reminds me of Jim Matt in Georgia. Oh well. Is there a reason FBI isn't involved yet? Or assisting or have offered? They're not assisting yet. They're on the sideline waiting for the thumbs up, I'm guessing. Which has been told incorrectly in the past, because we were told that they were assisting and now they're not. So, yeah, not great. Okay, prayers. It's not really much. I thought there was going to be some questions. Oh, what's this one? As I said earlier this week concerning this case, it's about to get real, and anyone who knows anything needs to be talking and making any sort of deals that can, because once it goes to trial, it's going to be too late. That's pretty much it. Let's head on over to Reddit. This was 13 hours ago, reposted by Cheap Caregiver. You want to speak about Noah, latest family now. Comment-wise, newest, awesome news. Anyone want to go protest? We should protest the police department. Excellent news. Any idea what network, streamer, show it's from? Not sure, so not been mentioned yet. Still in the works, I'm guessing. Date, not given yet. I guess it's because it's really early on it's been announced, but there's no harm in being ahead of time, like with the questions that I asked earlier. If the right people know the correct answers to my questions, feel free to leave them down below under this video. That'd be appreciated. So when you look into this case, there's different components and parts to it. You call it mysteries or just unsolved scenarios within a case overall, bit by bit along the way. Okay, so as we know, Noah Presgrove was never treated as an official missing person because he was found on the side of the highway, though unfortunately he was dead. As to the condition of his body, the damage, and just the location and all the bits and bobs along the way, very odd, unusual, sparks concern, sparks skepticism, suspicion within who could be responsible, or a group who were. You know, things like that. We've gone over it over and over again, but what I'm getting at is the form of finding Noah successful, the form of bringing him home, as like that can be a line used within cases, having the closure there in a way, and the funeral, I'm guessing, that was successful. But in terms of the justice part, not fulfilled. In terms of if you're on the mindset of it being foul play, no one being brought in or punished yet. So it's like, would you say it's half complete or below 50% complete when it comes to this case? Are there any other components, any other mysteries, sub-mysteries, additional leads which have gone cold, quiet? You can leave them down below in the comment section if there are some additional things that you've heard of. Very important stuff which has remained unsolved or kind of faded away from discussion in the light. So is that there? What can a documentary like this provide? Does it lead to someone being arrested just like that? Probably not. But in terms of just spreading awareness, that's what it should do. And I said, the bigger the TV crew, the network where it's sharing and the accessibility of it, the more people will learn. You know, when it comes to YouTube or maybe TikTok, video coverage, awareness being spread there, more and more people hear about it from around the world. A documentary, a bigger scale, bigger size, bigger production will do even more, or at least should do. Then it could encourage answers. It could encourage people reaching out. You never know. Sometimes when things get a lot of light and exposure, people then may crumble in the background. When it came to the Dylan Rounds case, at the time of the documentary, it didn't lead to Brenner crumbling because he was a single individual, no one else responsible from the looks of it, but Brenner himself was quite cold. A psychopath, I don't know about that, but he didn't easily break, right? And he was able to confront the parents of Dylan face to face really early on and show no signs of regret, guilt, or anything like that. You're dealing with the Noah Presgrove case, much younger individuals, their ages, their mindsets, their emotions present, it can differ. And the more people within the case, the higher the chances that maybe at least one might crack under pressure, or one might decide to have a change of heart, and maybe a deal is made in the background, depending whether you agree with it in that way or not. Things could happen unexpectedly. There could be twists around the corner. My question or suggestion I wanted to put across was, is this documentary being done now because it's the right time to do so, or is there a bit more to it that It's being done now because it's been enabled, like the thumbs up have been given. Does this documentary have any link or ties with any progression made within the case internally in the background privately? I wonder. Because sometimes a documentary might be done primarily because the case has come to a grinding halt and people feel hopeless. Other times a documentary can be done way after the event, and even like with the serial killer cases. I think that might be why some people had the backs up against the wall when it came to the Dylan Rounds one. It's not even been resolved. Dylan hasn't even been found yet. His body hasn't even been brought home, and people want to do a documentary already, and the family are participating in it. How dare they do that? Yeah, there's a lot of triggered people within the Dylan Rounds case community in the documentary. In this situation, it seems like there's more positivity. Interesting contrast, considering that both cases at a certain point in time were not yet resolved, but documentary crew coming on in to spread awareness, to spread the word, and to tell what? The story. That's what's going to be most interesting when it comes to this documentary. Besides the whole awareness aspect, is the whole purpose of this documentary as well in order to tell the story, the truth, the original timeline. With the Dylan Rounds case, Candice Cooley trying to tell the timeline and the story, did it translate well in the documentary? No, it didn't. But because of those that did watch or learn from almost day one onwards that knew about it anyway, you could fill in the blanks and the gaps within that documentary. So how will it go this time round, considering the story switches and changes, the timeline switch and change, and people contradict themselves in the background, and there's all mess and confusion all over the place, and the family will only know so much because they weren't there themselves, but they've heard from what other people have said. Noah can't speak himself because he's obviously not here. Caden Pressey can say stuff from what he knows of, from what he's aware, but when he does that, he gets attacked, and I don't know about being threatened, but, you know, still receives that resistance. Justin Roy has done his part as well, which is key, but I guess he's been attacked as well in the background. Who's going to get attacked next? The TV crew? Are they going to be run out of town with pitchforks and poles? I wonder how that will go. And if they're there for a couple of weeks, where are they going to stay at, the TV crew? In Terrell? Or further afar north? Duncan? Comanche? Waurika, if that's a place, if that's called a town, somewhere in that area, or across from Texas. Is this TV crew local in the first place, within Oklahoma, or Texas, or further afar? That would be interesting to know. And would the resistance happen during this documentary being filmed, recorded, or would it be after, once it's published publicly? Will there be any tension, friction? What I would say is, just a brief prediction, okay? The conditions need to be met in order for my prediction to possibly be true. So the conditions are that this documentary is underway and it goes to plan. The family interviewed, Dalen, the brother interviewed about the golf clubs maybe, Caden, if, you know, he's got the energy and he's able to, maybe participates, Justin Roy maybe, and some others, a handful, maybe some never seen before individuals, who knows, there could be some surprises. But on the basis and conditions that the, if you want to highlight them, problematic people aren't included, and that the story that we know of, or what we've heard of from the likes of the Facebook pages, is demonstrated within the documentary, if those conditions are met, then it will probably lead to a wave of backlash. Could it lead to any legal issues? I don't know. You know, people got deep pockets and others have got deep mouths, so a lot of shit can come out of it. And some people have fat heads or faces where they look like hamsters and threaten legal action left, right and centre. By the way, I'm going to threaten you legal action. I'm sick and tired of it. It's got no proof at all, and I'm such a hypocrite because I do the same thing as well, but got that wrong. Now, I don't know what some individuals sound like in the background. Maybe I should have done more of a Texas accent, you know? Hey y'all, I'm gonna sue you all, mister. I had enough of you. Work in progress, okay? I can imitate people very well at times when it comes to voices and accents, but there's a time and place for everything. But there's no harm in a bit of lightheartedness to cut through the dark reality of what could happen, especially when it comes to my predictions, okay? This could be a bit of a shorter video, so I'm going to take that into consideration by looking at the comments from the last video that I did from last night, just the comments. It may not directly link on with this documentary, but it's still about the case. And if there's any questions that need answering, then that's what I'll do. But for anyone that has joined late and you want to hear about some of the details and the talk, the discussions about this sudden documentary, which is going to happen at some point in the future or near to, rewind to the start of this video live premiere and you'll find it there. With that being said, without further ado, let's just head on over to the YouTube comment section right now. I've just adjusted it to the latest comments so it shows all of them, if any weren't exactly showing, and that's a tip for anyone else on any video out there on channels. You want to filter comments to the latest, it might reveal all of them if there's any glitches. Now, there's about 85 comments here, so I'll try and go through most of them. In other cases, there's been over 100, so that could take a lot longer. But what's mentioned, Jade, Noah's girlfriend at the time said she didn't know if Jack and Noah were fighting. We're assuming on the Saturday or Monday morning. I mean, you wouldn't expect Noah's girlfriend to know that if she wasn't there. And from what's been said last night, the girlfriend wasn't there. Actually, I think it might have been the night before when it was confirmed that the girlfriend wasn't there. So that's interesting. Lorraine says, I believe that what fact number 13 means is that the LE and then the kids have the Snapchats, they belong to them, and not meaning they have the shorts. Right, so you mean like a Snapchat photo post of Noah wearing the shorts, and those photos have been passed about to the key individuals, and then the original ones. Okay. But this is the thing, a Snapchat of Noah wearing some shorts, as important as it may be within the timeline, providing it's before the death, I mean, it's not exactly sensitive information when other key details have been revealed, right? So it should be shown publicly, and yet it hasn't. Maybe it hasn't because it just doesn't exist. That's my thoughts, at least. What else? I also can't believe that after so many people confused over why white shorts and folded by Jack finally said in recent interview that he is the one. Oh, sorry, let me just rewind that back because Lorraine is typing in capital letters. And whenever it's in capital letters, it's in a shouty tone just to make it bold, okay? Jack finally said in recent interview that he is the one that first moved the shorts and then folded them and put them by Noah, and that the LE and Hardy all saw it, were made aware of it. What the hell? What the hell, fool? Don't worry, I got a grip. Don't worry, I'll try and make sense of this, okay? Why are people so confused about it? It's been explained already. I guess that's the theme of this. Whether it happened or it didn't, the Snapchat, the proof of it, hasn't been provided, so it's weak, not good enough. And if it's true that Jack moved the shorts, moved them to the side, well, that would have occurred. Well, Tyler Hardy, who was driving down there, saw and worded it in his call to the police, we've seen the log, about clothing, something in the middle of the road, probably the shorts. So Tyler already saw that, and then Jack decided to possibly move them. Was it the right thing to do? Yes and no. Move them away so they don't get damaged by any vehicles or contaminated in that way. But also, unfortunately, it's like a double-edged sword. By moving it, you think you're doing good, preserving them, but you're also contaminating it yourself, because did Jack wear gloves at the time or not? How did he handle those shorts? If he touched them, picked them up, could harm the key evidence. And as well, in terms of like a body, you came across a body, you're not going to start moving it about when maybe the position it's in is very important to the investigation as to how it ended up, the body that way, in that direction, facing that way, looking that way. You start moving it about, it becomes unnatural, doesn't it? It's the same with the shorts, trying to understand how did the shorts get there and why are they there specifically and what DNA is on it. You start moving it and taking it away, it loses that originality, right? So it's problematic. I believe the problem with fact number 16 is how people state it. Oh, she stated it. She's saying the kids were there Saturday night but not Sunday night. So who are those kids then that were there Saturday night but not Sunday night? I've never heard it worded or mentioned in depth. What did I say in response? Yeah, not at the party, you wouldn't know. And by moving key evidence by hand, it could contaminate it. Yeah, it's problematic. Shout out to Divine Vision Crime Readings. I think they're from Australia, and if not that, New Zealand. Sometimes I do get it mixed up, okay? I can do a bit of an Australian accent, just out of the blue. I could demonstrate it right now. Hopefully people don't take it the wrong way, but, every now and then there's a timing for it. Well, crikey, mate, we've got Divine Vision Crime Readings. Get out the goddamn cards, mate. Right on. Really accurate. Hit the nail on the head, mate. So if there's anyone that wants some great readings, some visionary analysis, check on Divine Visions, mate. All great. There we go. Now, when I do my accent, it sounds I'm deep throating or choking on a glass bottle whilst doing the accent, but, there's different variants, isn't there? Mitch, this gets kind of interesting. Mitch Banks' default profile says, the question is Noah Presgrove really dead? Or is he somewhere doing a Bruce Jenner transition change into Noah Prescott? So, whether this person's trying to be funny or they're causing some kind of misdirection with could be considered a conspiracy theory. I mean, in terms of how this case has gone, and it being confirmed and identified by numerous people that Noah Presgrove, his body is identified, was confirmed to be on the highway and dead, a comment like this is not true. Is it damaging to the case? No, for most part of it. Is it disrespectful to the case and those involved or those on the receiving end of it? Yeah, you could say that. Just as an observation, we've seen a couple of these default profiles pop up in recent time with questionable things to say. Childish, degenerate behaviour, or they truly believe in something. Who knows? Time will tell as to the stamina of these humans and how it goes. But my question to Mitch would be, why do you think there's a chance that Noah Presgrove could be alive when it's been confirmed officially that he's dead? And the autopsy as well. Is that not enough evidence and proof to you? How much more do you need convincing? Oh, you want the photos and videos of the body? I see. Carl, Caden Pressey did mention in the interview that Friday and Saturday was mostly the dove hunting and hog hunting consecutively. Yeah, fair enough. But I did add in that Friday going into Saturday, maybe more so on the Saturday, is that the reason behind all the firearms at the party house, that a handful of people that went on some of the hunting trips a day or two before made it down to the party after they got finished. And instead of going back home to drop their weapons off, they just decided to call in at the party house and leave them there for the time being. Does that apply to Isaac? Does it apply to Brylan and his hunting rifle? And Jack Newton with his AR and his thermal scope? I wonder. Moving on. Carl, fact number 12. Maybe Caden was correct. Collecting beer cans, collecting and dumped weapons gotten out of the house by Rene Milan. But maybe the bleach wasn't used. We have to trace that report to an actual party goer to be true. So the usage of bleach may never have happened, but the act of cleaning other items, just simply picking up trash and throwing it away, could have happened. Then you could say both people are right in their own different situations. But at the end of the day, you got a person like Brooke Bounds Carter saying that there was no bleach, that this didn't happen. Were they there at the time? No. So how would they know? Oh, because that's what they've been told by someone else. But then you got Caden Pressey, who was there to see it firsthand at a specific time, stating things were cleaned to an extent. No mention of bleach, granted, but still, the horse's mouth has spoken. But then Brooke Bounds-Carter is speaking, I guess, on behalf of what she knows or what she's been told. It's not as direct as what Caden has said, so who are you more likely to believe in? But still, Carl does have a point. Bleach may have not been used, but the act of cleaning in other ways did occur. But this is one counterpoint. I think it was yesterday, there was someone in the chat that said Noah Presgrove's cousin called Paul went down there the following day or early on in the case to collect personal items of Noah, to take them back home or so, collect them from the house. Was that successful? I don't know. Probably not. If the shoe was missing, the hat was missing, the golf clubs and bags missing, etc. But supposedly the cousin of Noah ended up smelling bleach at the house. Now, do we have proof of that directly from the horse's mouth? No. Have I seen or heard it before? No. I only heard it mentioned in the comment section last night by someone, I'm guessing, who has seen that comment elsewhere or statement. If there is a source from Facebook or a link to it, that'd be good. And if it's true, even better. But I'm just relaying what I've heard, that's it. Billy says, I think Brooke is lying. Okay. VL, they were reluctant to share the phones straight away because most of them had adult content and dodgy stuff searches that were deleted. How would this individual know about the search history and results? Is that because this person commenting was actually a party goer themselves or not? Because, you know, you wouldn't know unless you were there or you had access to that person's phone at the time. BBC, Big Black what? Cat? Or, oh no, Brooke Bounds-Carter. I always get mixed up with these bloody initials. BBC can mean different things. In the UK, BBC means British Broadcasting Corporation, but in this case, it's a person's name, BBC Brooke Bounds-Carter. Just in case anyone does get confused. Brooke Bounds-Carter said there was no party the next weekend at the house. Could be true, but maybe the party was held elsewhere, a different place, right? So Brooke could be technically correct in regards to that, but the party could still have taken place elsewhere. But in terms of what we've heard of within the case and community, the location being that same place where the party occurred the following weekend, why did people give that location in the first place? There must have been a reason to mention that location again, if they've seen it themselves. But yeah, Carl is demonstrating reasoning ability from different perspectives, which is obviously very good to see and balanced. Don't mean to say it's 100% true, but it's worth taking into mind. Because, you know, if Caden Pressey can see one thing and he's correct, and Tyler Hardy can see a different thing and correct to an extent, then there might be a middle factor. John Doe says, I think Noah tried to leave a bit earlier because he knew that it was about to go down. Possibly he was the one that was about to go someone up and needed to cool down. I believe that very possible that when Jasmine Milan made that post about him being missing, it was when he was trying to find a ride home. He couldn't and ended up outside to cool down. But if he was outside to cool down, Jasmine Milan took that Snapchat post announcing Noah missing on the front porch. So surely, if Noah was still wandering about outside cooling off, then Jasmine should have seen him, but she didn't. Here's where it gets confusing. Who did he run into outside that talked him into coming back inside? Are we talking about Monday morning, or are we talking about Sunday or Saturday night? Is this in relation to what Sarah Long mentioned on Facebook about, oh yeah, we heard about, you know, Noah wandering off earlier the night before, you were searching for him, you found him and you brought him back home. Not home literally, but brought him back to the party house. Is this what John Doe's referring to here or not? Anyway, John says, who followed him outside after things really started escalating at the pool table? At the pool table? What happened at the pool table? Did I miss out something there? Did Noah start walking down towards the road and someone on that UTV mowed him down on purpose, or did they hit him by accident and realise after they ran him over, then for some reason taking a golf club or two or butt of a gun to his head? I can't imagine that. If you're going to accidentally kill someone, it's got to be a one impact thing. Like if you've accidentally discharged a firearm into someone, it malfunctioned or you didn't know it was loaded. It's very reckless, but it could still be an accident. But if you gave it 2 to 5 seconds later and it was fired again, it's probably less of an accident, probably more done on purpose. Yes, you can accidentally knock people down in different situations and environments, especially if vision's impaired or there's obstructions in the way or it's very sudden, hard to react in time, whether that be because you're drunk or because something was covering your view, obscuring it in the first place. But normally, if you do hit someone once and it's an accident, it will only be done once. You're not going to reverse back or run back over the body again and still be an accident. And normally in situations where there is just an outright accident, someone's been hurt or it's been fatal, people can react one of two ways. They can feel guilty, they can call in the police, the services as soon as possible and do what needs to be done, do the right thing, even if it means they get in trouble. Or they panic, fight or flight, they panic and run away like a coward and keep quiet. But they're not going to completely finish off or overkill the individual if it was an accident in the first place. Because if they do finish the individual off, it goes from an accident to done with some form of intent. So that's my opinion there, at least. The question is, was this on purpose? Did this start as an accident and then someone freaked out and decided that it would be easier to kill him off? I don't think that, in my opinion. Thank face up to the trouble that we're in, especially with several incidents before within the family, who was brought into this mess by being put on the spot to help their friend or to keep off the property. Again, this is my own theory and what I think happened. Fair enough. I thought of all this myself. No one said shit. Okay. I'll leave it with this. Whoever that person is that became an accessory after the fact needs to come forwards and talk. Or did he get talked into going back inside when Noah went outside who followed him? What's the responses? No. Okay, that's pretty straight to the point. Okay, responding to Jade. A, look who showed up. It's either one of the pettiest wannabe trolls on YouTube. Right, so John is calling Jade a troll. Interesting. B, Jack Stevie Carter. Which Carter though? Jack Stevie Carter. You saying Jack Newton, Stevie Howard, Carter Combs? Yeah, I'm guessing. Or are you saying Brooke Bounds Carter? If we're talking on first names, I would assume Carter Combs. Or any other of the idiot family, what's mentioned here. The interesting thing is that I'm an attorney. Oh. And I'll say what that I want. Sue me. Picture this. Harvard-educated lawyer gets sued for slander and loses with a strong first admit by the rich people of Terrell, Oklahoma. Yeah, they tried to muscle me on social media platforms, so I shut that shit down real fast. I know what's up. Or you should start back at the beginning of Raf's video and catch up. Wait, so is John Doe... John Doe a lawyer? An attorney? Carl. Those are all good questions I've wondered too, and parts in true crime. The former FBI agent Fillmore said his theory was that Noah got run over by the ATV or someone's truck on the property, probably, and that it might have been an accident. But would all those injuries be caused by that one situation of being run over? I mean, you know, if you're run over, how many chances do you have to get run over? Think of all the wheels on a vehicle. You think of the area of where Noah was impacted most was upper body, lower body, hardly any damage whatsoever. Sam, if Noah was to be run over, it would have to be upper body only and focused. A wheel, the first wheel, the vehicle on the left or right side could go over the body, yeah, and then the back wheel as well. But it depends how many wheels are on a vehicle, because some have more than others. The more wheels on a vehicle, the more opportunities that it has to make contact with the body and run over, right? So I guess you could be run over 2 times by one vehicle in which the front wheel makes contact with the body, the second wheel makes contact with the body, the second wheel being the back wheel. But if you got a dually truck, well, that's got 2 at the back, hasn't it? Anyway, getting a bit off there. John, I want to believe that it started as an accident, but for whatever reason, Noah ended up getting killed. Was it to shut him up, or so that people inside the party wouldn't hear, so that way they wouldn't figure out? Okay. Oops. Frank, Noah didn't put those mismatched shoes on. Someone else did. Jack sounds like a snake. This was pre-planned, perhaps premeditated, ambushed. So sad. So, you're saying that Noah didn't put on the mismatched shoes. Someone else did. And why would someone else do that? And at what point? At the scene of Noah's dead body, putting them on there, but taking the shorts off after? Or putting their shoes on just before Noah's killed? But why? What's the point in that? Is the aim to put on a mismatched shoe, such as Caden Pressey, so then it targets and frames him for being responsible somehow? But I don't think normally, if you wear someone else's clothing, it doesn't link back to being killed because of that particular individual. It could lead to being questioned as to why your clothing ended up on that dead person, maybe. Well, Frank Jones, interesting. Do I think that Noah put on the mismatched shoes? In my opinion, yes. I mean, if he's drunk or he's not quite there with it and he's in a rush or he needs to get out, maybe not thinking clearly, depending what the lighting is like, putting one shoe on, okay, and then getting mixed up with the other one, or not really caring. If it fits, right? Same shoe size, doesn't really matter. Anyway, Eric says, I still think UFOs are involved. They took all the poor boys' clothes, shorts and drawers. So 5 people agree with what Eric says, that UFOs and aliens are involved. But how much evidence is there to suggest that? None. David Paulides believes in the UFO situation. What was his source? Oh, by the way, check out my book, which I did in the past. Some free advertisement. Great. With no context given publicly to those that don't know. Yeah, it's not good enough. Yeah, Noah found on the highway, unclothed, or at a point unclothed. Still, limited clothing to begin with. But you look back to the party. At the party, for most part of the footage, was Noah dressed? Do you call it dressed down or undressed? Lacking a shirt, lacking maybe some of her clothing. Yeah, it's been consistent. In terms of how he was found on the highway, at least when Caden saw Noah, basically the same way, just with the exception of the hat missing. So if you're going to say aliens took away Noah's clothing, well, that must have happened before the party even started, because by the time Noah got down there on the Saturday, he was already lacking wearing a shirt, at least from the party footage, and some other clothing too. So, the UFOs must have got there much earlier. Doggone it. YouTube didn't let me know my favourite bedtime storyteller was on. Better late than never. I love these ghost stories. They let me know Halloween will soon be here. I turn on this channel and drift right off to sleep. Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams. My goodness gracious, you got damn too late, man. You gotta get on time. Damn YouTube messing with my notifications and other people out there. We the people are not too pleased with that. Ain't finding Danny Dan. God damn, man. What the hell's going on? Get the goddamn bamboo and look on the face, man. There we go. It was appropriate time to add that in. You get a different audio narration, don't you, for your bedtime stories. This was probably waking people up anyway. But, ghost stories can get spooky. Okay, what's this one? Fact 2. The girl that Noah was dating had hooked up with Jack Ass. Okay. Noah asked Jack about it at the weekend. He lied to him. Noah Presgrove felt betrayed by his best friend after the question, that one. Tension beginning to rise, so Noah giving him time to come clean about it, but it would not and did not. No, Jack was afraid that Noah Presgrove was going to pay him back with Carter Cames. I'll bet you Jack wouldn't let them two out of sight. This should square up that lingering thought that people may have had about Jack's statement of me and Noah just argued about girls, but we would be make up hugging and crying, I love you, man, so there was no beef. Yep, so no beef, but there was plenty of beloga, whatever that means. So girl, stop digging deeper dumb holes for your family. Interesting how 5 people agree with that as well, specifically. But to refer back to the first point, of fact number 2 in countering or adding on from what Brooke said, the girl that said Noah was dating, you saying about Brooke Bounds Carter, the girl, or someone else? Noah was dating, that girl had hooked up with Jack at the same time before. So you're saying that a 16-year-old girl underage who was with Noah at 19 at the time was also with Jack too. Is that exactly good? Not from the looks of it, but do we have the proof of this? Jade, it was Noah's ex-girlfriend that Jack may have slept with. It wasn't Noah's current girlfriend. Yeah. And as well, the current girlfriend at the time wasn't at the party either, so Jack didn't have access to her. I know that sounds a bit weird, that wording, but how else can you put it across, right? Scott, great video, appreciate that. This video, this was posted by Noah Presgrove's grandmother a bit ago on Facebook. Just want to say there is a TV crew. Okay, so yeah, there we go, that's good to see. 11 hours ago, all right. So we have seen that as of this morning. So once again, indirectly, the comment section links to the relevant video discussion at this moment in time. That's positive. Deborah Smith, Noah's grandmother, Deborah Smith. And then I'm guessing the aunt called Robin Smith, I'm correct in saying. So there we go. We did look at that earlier. Coming towards the end now, I think. Okay, this one, 14. This, wow, my picture moment that Noah had a cooler is no shock. It was known he was drinking, but sharing facts, you say, well, that fact could be helping the prosecutor. So, you could just might not want to use that card. Honestly, all of that rambling, typed out BS is really useless. Brooke, just stop swatting the flies. Okay. Eric, point 6, to know for a fact who was or was not first on scene, then the person stating the fact must have been there to know who showed first. Other than that, it's hearsay. Point 13 is just creepy and hearsay. Point 16, 2 different nights, 2 different parties. The slash means the 2 words are interchangeable, 2 different parties. Question. At 37k in my video, on this video, the polygraph question goes unanswered, but why? Maybe there's another source, which means the question there is more about the polygraphs, but earlier. Right. Ray, thank you. You're welcome. Jerry, Noah's family has said differently about these facts. Right. Whatnot. Okay. Pooh. Told you they have a no-touch list. I had all my stuff transferred right when I bought it. As to the cooler, some had said supposedly Noah stole vodka from his grandmother. Jade. Family said he didn't steal alcohol from his grandmother. Pooh, I know, but that's what a person said. It's untrue. You mean a person came forward and said Noah did steal alcohol from his grandma? Question. Glenn, shout out to Glenn. So, case. Wait, why are we talking about sperm donors? What? Whatever. You can't be specific when your story changes. Are you lying? You are lying, I meant. Okay. Joy, shout out to Sunny Daz, recent time good individual. Good that like the video. Credit to Cleo as well. Who else is listening whilst using the toilet? So Ronald Keefe, I think that was another person that had some questionable comments from last night. But Ronald says, well, no, I say wash your hands. Ronald says, doesn't everybody? I hope you, Warlight Roth, wash your special sock that you keep under the covers in your bed. 4 people seem to agree with it. The question would be, how do they know what's under the bed, let alone the wardrobe? Don't care to take a look? I don't think so. So when you get questionable humans like this, can be a bit dodgy unless, well, you can't say they're a shade of grey, it's more blue based off the profile picture, but it looks like Ronald is trying to appear as a naughty individual so they receive a doctor's appointment. Is that so? Wouldn't surprise me. But random comments, of course. This person, I am right now. So this person's doing one on the toilet. Eric says, I'm starting to cramp up right now. I think Eric's getting a little bit too excited at the moment. I think you need to calm down, calm down. Ken, who the hell's Ken? And Mitch. Right, so it seems like there's a handful of guys on the toilet. You got Mitch, Ken, Eric, and Sam. And Ron. Ha, fuck's sake. Isn't that ironic? There are 5 guys on the toilet. Very odd. Very odd. Candy, appreciate that. More comments there. Carter Combs collision. Attentive driving case dismissed. Do you know when it occurred? Information is on Oklahoma State Court Network, see below. And then Yacht Girl says she was also drunk, but because she was flown to Texas because she was hurt and certain people have ties to LE, they were able to sweep that part under the rug. Right. More stuff there. Difference in the way people think where you are versus here. On 16, a lot of people will say it's the night until the sun comes up or you wake up. She's not saying he died Sunday night, it just means he died before sun up on Monday morning. Hopefully that makes sense. I mean, yeah, people can say it at the time in terms of, actually I don't know if there was another comment. I say it's 100%. I can't count how many people that I know as well as myself. Sometimes you say, I'll see you tomorrow to someone regardless of what time it is. As long as it's dark, it's the night before. You know, I do understand all of that. Yes, at the time, you could be loose with language. But if you're retelling a story a year on, months later, you should be able to confirm what's nighttime, what's early morning. You see the facts, you see the timestamps and the supposed Snapchats, which are all round the back end in the background. You should know by now. You shouldn't be making mistakes like that. It's either Sunday night or Monday morning, one or the other. And you shouldn't really be making mistakes much later on in the case when you've heard about how things have gone and stuff. At the time and just in life, in the moment, you can be loose with language. It's normal. But fast forward on, when information has come about or understandings, it shouldn't be that hard. So it is a bit weird how it was worded in that occasion, on that occasion. Tammy, Noah wanted a ride home, but no one would take him. From the looks of it, yeah. Noah would still be alive if someone just gave him a ride. Well, yeah, but if they were to have parties in the future, Noah could have been killed at a later point. If it was going to happen then, and it was delayed, could have happened in the future, right? For as long as Noah spent in that area around those type of people, there's a chance that he would have died in the future if it wasn't previous. Linda, but everyone was drunk, so give him a ride, and then if something happens, then that person is a drunk driver and going off, so no, I wouldn't either. The thing is, Linda, I think it was described that Carter Combs was a designated driver, but Carter Combs refused to take Noah home because, I guess, with Noah wanting to sleep in a room, things got awkward. But more so, what is interesting, Linda, is that Noah approached Caden and Caden turned him down, saying, you know, been drinking, got to be careful, it's too risky. But then, fast forward onwards, probably a month or two ago now, we saw Caden Pressey do that interview and he said Sunday night at 10:30 he sobered up real quick because his cousin came on down. And then what? Did he drink again afterwards or not? Because if he didn't, then by the time Noah approached Caden, the offer should have still stood, right? If you've sobered up already, given enough time passing by. Okay. Stay safe in UK. Jay Slater coming home. I don't know what's going on. And Victor, Brooke Carter talking through Stevie Howard will be interesting to hear. Okay, that's pretty much it. Didn't see any comments from Sharon because it would have been a good opportunity to do like a response or something, but I'll just do it on the spot. This is completely unrelated in case anyone's wondering. We've got Sharon in the background. Is Sharon watching right now? Can't you get in the tone of voice? I can't believe it. You know, last time I was trying to do an accent like this, you know, the person was cringing all over the place. What the fuck is going on? It's not working, is it? Sharon, you gotta calm down, stop getting in a tiff, just gotta keep it all under control. I don't care if you can't do the accent, you talk in a soft voice. Yeah, I can. Yeah, of course. It's fine, you just need to calm down. Oh, I don't do that one that often. I do the others, but yeah. So hopefully Sharon, it was easy to understand that, but just as you know, I did stand further away from the camera, the phone, because when you do an accent like that, all kinds of stuff comes out the mouth. So, let's get back down to reality and conclude with today. So hearing about the documentary is the most important thing as of today, what we've looked at, and it'll be interesting to see what happens next, and also the reactions from those within the case, whether there's resistance or not, cooperation or not. We'll see, time will tell. If there are any more updates on that, I can provide it, but I think we'll leave it there for now. Maybe I'll look at my video list, other ideas of what needs to be looked at tomorrow or the day after, and we'll go from there. But hopefully you found this video somewhat interesting. Let me know your thoughts down below, and feel free to catch up on the previous videos of mine. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, good night for now.